Yo guys, it's your guy Noober Snoober, and you know what? I'm tired of editing these easy to edit videos for one day, and today I'm going to be going over my overall opinions of Retail Tycoon 2. In which, if you haven't already read the title, then I'd suggest doing so right now to give yourself a heads up to why I genuinely just don't like this game. So, in order to recuperate why Retail Tycoon is detrimentally terrible, we're going to have to explain everything that made Retail Tycoon 1 the legacy and name that it follows under. There's a lot of things that I want to note about Retail Tycoon 1. Once you first start off loading into the lobby, it's first unclear what you need to do to start off. However, you get your first tip through trying to do anything, and it just says to claim a tycoon. And there's so conveniently a button that's like really right next to you, and it says claim land. So you ask yourself, what the hell do you do? But there's literally a help button on the side that tells you everything that you need to know. And the first page tells you how to claim land. And you know what the next page is? Furnish, which is actually what you actually have to do to claim the land to buy the register. There's even a button for specific upgrades with your land, sign, and parking lots. Now let's compare this to Retail Tycoon 2. You first start off and you immediately get a tutorial screen, and there's already multiple flaws. There's no longer an upgrade button, a furnish button, the manage button, the options button got reformed. Every single button except for settings did not stay and got morphed into other buttons. Common questions for me were, how do you get more parking space? Which I found out to be the stupid looking thing that costs 1,000 more for every single one you buy. In which the first game costed 20k for 24 parking spots. In this game, for 24 parking spots, it would cost 276,000. But to give the game credits, the tutorial explained the functions fairly well. However, we get introduced to many concepts that lead this game to the game's demise. The car functions and the reason behind the car functions in the first place. Instead of buying supply through the click of a button, you have to spawn your car, drive it down this cliff with an annoying sharp turn, and then buy it at a dock. Oh wait, but did you seriously not want to have to babysit your own supply? Say hello to that being exactly what you have to do. Unless you want to pay 25% more for your shipping to arrive instantly and get very little profit on your big items. So, unless you want to pay 25% more, most of your hours in this game are going to be driving back and forth between your tycoon and supply area. And you have to do it so frequently because guess what? The customers are assigned a wallet, randomly number generated, and therefore paying for items that cost less. And the prices of select items do not give you double cash. In the first game, it was so easy to understand that every item was worth doubled you paid for, leading for faster progress and more of a sense that you actually did something. In Retail Tycoon 2, the progression is unbearably slow and is non-stop driving back and forth to earn a couple $1,000s. And I'll show you that this is true. What I'm showing you is what I've been doing for the past 2 days. This is progression of Retail Tycoon 2, which I spent 14 hours, all spent consecutively, and the largest achievements I've ever gotten in this game is the biggest truck, second floor uncompleted, the first floor completed, buying out some of the land and enough resources to sustain myself for another half an hour. And this is all done in 14 hours, mind you. You know how excruciatingly boring that is, where you can only do something every 30 minutes. It makes you want to, ugh. Now this one is Retail Tycoon 1, of which I spent 10 hours on. And I would like to point out that there is multiple achievements I've made with this one. I got the largest sign, I got the largest parking lot, I've unlocked all the spaces, I've availed the entire thing with car parts, and it's still so uncompleted. So many things I have done, yet I have still so much to do. The timing with this game is almost heavenly compared to Retail Tycoon 2, because this honestly felt like less of a chore than Retail Tycoon 2. Another complaint was the buttons. As I mentioned the change about the buttons, there seems to be a change that is most notably representative about the creation of Retail Tycoon 2 as a whole. The ability to purchase in-game currency. This game is still in beta. However, Heggy125, the creator of the game, thought it was a good idea to not only introduce it in beta, I had to say it twice, but to make it a larger button than the other buttons. Seriously? The only other button that is as big as the in-game currency one is the completely useless one that is right now only used to open and close your stores, and change the name of it. Oh my. And yet it is somehow more important than buying the supplies that you need, the things that you need to advance, or to restock your shelves. Like, I understand that money is the main motivation for most things in life, but it becomes very transparent to why the game is more slow progressing than the first game. In Retail Tycoon 1, the button for in-game currency is as big as the others, but is put away from all the other important main game options. However, in Retail 2, it is placed in almost the middle of the screen, and it's larger than every other important button. And what makes this so frustrating is that the game is so much slower than the first one. Oh, and by the way, I started doubting that my theory about the money bag was bigger than the rest of them, but then I performed an experiment where I took screenshots of the icons and I made the lines proportionate to them all together. And this is what I got. It looks weird because they're all in different aspect ratios, but I did resize them according to the line. If this is genuinely untrue, I would like the original owner Heggy or one of the devs to give me pixel by pixel width of all the icons in the actual game, because honestly they're pretty damn close together. Another complaint for this game is the map design in general. It's a giant doozy. Half the time I see other players falling to their death because they have to go to the damn dock thing. The giant curve is honestly a poor map design, and if you pay any attention, the roads aren't even straight for some reason, making it hard for self-proclaimed ADHD players like me to stay within the yellow lines. It's just so many places that we can fall into as well. Like when you're trying to guess where the road is when going down or something into the loading dock, and trying to slow down with your semi when you're there as well. As much as I like the extra land plot space, I really do feel like the map design could be better with buying items, which seems to be a problem of its own because of the money and the slow progressing thing. And these three problems lead to another problem, and that problem is the overall end goal. There is none. I honestly felt no sense of pride or accomplishment in doing anything in this game. The only thing I felt remotely anything in was buying the largest truck. And even then, I had to verbally say, now what? With a low money game, the consistent back and forth supply run, terrible map design, the bigger money button, I questioned to myself, where is this guy's overall goal? Yeah, you can get these things solved, every single one of them. But what does that lead to exactly? You could buy every single land space. You could equip every single floor. But there's always going to be that, now what? Now this is where the charade falls, for pretending like the first game was godlike compared to the second game. Both games have terrible playover experiences. After you've done it, there's no way that you'll feel the same way that you felt when you were doing it. The first game at least had money trees, but there's only so much time before you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again. And this is the common problem with non-multiplayer influenced games. Games like CSGO, where you always face a new opponent, different playstyles, or even Roblox games like Adopt Me, where there's trading or something to strive for. Even in most single-player games, there's the option to speedrun the game. But no. Once you're done in Retail Tycoon, there's no replayability. So realistically, even if I bought the money and I was really invested in the game, I'm only dooming myself out of any fun whatsoever. There's a reason people pay for Knives and Murder Mystery 2, and that's because of trading. But in this game, you're done. What would be the reason of even buying anything? I really don't know. If you could answer that, I would genuinely appreciate it. The last complaint I have for this game is the car functions. Sometimes I'd be exiting my car and just get trapped inside and be used as a UFO. And for the semi-truck, it's hard to even fill stuff up in there before, like, oh god, just please fix that. Now, what does this game do better than Retail Tycoon 1? The building. Dude, I honestly found the building so convenient, and I loved it compared to the first game. The workers as well. I can see that they're trying to do something with the workers, and yeah, nothing else. What answers will be solved in the future according to the devlog? So many damn things. I'm a little bit happy for them that they realize that things need to be changed, but the sad part is that they're trying to be more like other tycoons, like Restaurant Tycoon. What they don't realize is that those things only worked because they were unique. But why play your game because it's like that game when they already can play that game? I also hate how utterly slow things are coming out. It's one day away from being April and the game still hasn't been updated since the 12th. They removed the move tool in November and that's still gone, and I've realized the entire reason the parking spaces cost so much eventually over time is because it was forgotten to be placed in there in the first place. If you want my overall opinion on this game, is that there really is great potential, but this game should not be out whatsoever. Like seriously, why is it out? The answer to almost every single problem I've asked all has to deal with the sudden need for money. He's had it before. Beta testers, millions of plays. What? Now he wants it all again without even trying. There's somehow more beta testers than last time, and I guarantee that this is so-called beta phase is not going to be out of beta for a very long time. And you question why. It's the same reason Apple doesn't come out with a new phone every week, even though they can. It's very clear to see that there's no passion involved with the current project. The only passion comes through his ideas. But for now, it's only a cash grab with him, and it's upsetting to see. And the more upsetting thing as well is that he knows it's true. Check out the beta description for yourself. This is beta, and we mean it. There's bugs and missing features and not a whole lot of content. Anyways, I will see you guys later.